Hi, thanks for joining a new video. Today, I have the Xiaomi 15T Pro. I'll share what I liked and disliked about it after testing. So, as always, don't buy the Xiaomi 15T Pro until you watch this video. To evaluate it, we will consider its launch price, which is 18,999 pesos. Be careful there because it is a remarkably high price, although in its launching they include many gifts and more, and we also have to consider. This is the official price, but grey market distributors will likely offer it at less than half. Xiaomi has a distribution issue, but let's assess it at launch price. Let's begin with what I liked most. The performance of this device is truly exceptional. It is designed to have an incredible amount of power. The MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus processor it integrates is extremely powerful. For instance, during my testing, it exported a 4K video in just 9 seconds, which is something that very few devices are capable of achieving. It operates at an impressive speed. It even outperformed the iPhone 17 Pro Max in several tests related to meaning and stability. This provides a good reference to understand that it truly is a very powerful device. The zoom is intense, especially for its segment. It's not an ultra device, it's more like a premium mid-range by its model history. Yet, it's close to high-end. The zoom is excellent, especially in photography. Its 5x zoom periscope lens delivers great results. It's really good, even when you're using the macro mode, because it's a tele-macro camera. This can also deliver a truly spectacular result that very few devices are capable of offering. In this price range, it becomes something truly amazing and impressive. The versatility of its 115mm lens creates a natural, highly professional bokeh effect, making it likely one of the most important features of this device. The most remarkable features of this device, which is also a result of collaboration with Leica, are truly impressive. When it comes to video recording, you'll find excellent support, as it allows us to achieve up to 8K resolution at 30 frames per second. For example, 4K to 120 frames per second provides a somewhat more cinematic style, although this is only applicable with the main camera. However, considering the price range it competes in, the truth is that it already offers a very good recording quality in terms of resolution and formats. I mention this because you also have the option to enter the Pro mode and activate the log mode. This allows you to record in formats that enable a much more advanced level of post-production. And speaking of color, if you happen to be one of those individuals who are extremely particular about the way colors are displayed on the screen, it's important to mention that this device is among the few that offer the ability to have some remarkably intense settings regarding color calibration. When you navigate to the Advanced Settings section here, you'll find that you can specifically choose the range of colors that the screen will display and adjust the parameters accordingly. RGB and more saturation, value, hue, tone, contrast, gamma, customize the display to look just as you want or you can. Simply select Original Pro Color and it already looks great, but usually manufacturers don't let us configure the screen to this level. Another very good point is the charging, because with the fast charging mode enabled, it will take to charge from 0 to 100 in 39 minutes, and considering that it is advisable to put it to charge before it reaches 0%, probably your charging sessions could last about 25 minutes, nothing more. It also includes 50 watts wireless charging and reverse wireless charging, which I already insist gives us a total high-end feel. And in terms of software, it comes well complemented with a solid suite of artificial intelligence and various options. For instance, you can apply a portrait bokeh effect to photos you've already taken, giving them a stylish look. It even has some tools, for example, for video calling applications that allows us to have more lighting and some other things. And not only work for system applications, it also includes the offline communication function that allows us to make calls via Bluetooth, although it is a feature that many Chinese manufacturers are already beginning to implement, but well, we could not yet take it as a standard for all. Additionally, it includes infrared, which is surprising since it's in the camera module, allowing this phone to function as a universal remote. Uncommon in high-end models. As you can see, it's quite a comprehensive device. Now let me share what I didn't like. The front camera really sucks. This considering its price range, because for price it really is already competing in the high end. And while I was telling you that there are several things that do bring us closer to the high end, the front camera actually brings us closer but to the mid-range. It is a front camera with fixed focus. In addition, the photo and video quality is disappointing for this price. The backlit video, for example, is very disappointing. So if you like a lot of selfies, this point definitely. It will bother. Additionally, even though it features an in-display fingerprint reader, it's actually an optical fingerprint reader rather than an ultrasonic one. This means it emits light, resulting in behavior that is somewhat slower compared to ultrasonic sensors. In my opinion, considering the price range it falls into, if it is seen as an experience, it's more mid-range rather than high-end. Just so you know, optical readers such as this one won't properly recognize a finger if it's wet. This is different from ultrasonic readers, which are typically found in high-end devices. Something I didn't like is that, for example, when recording in 4K at 60 frames per second, you will notice that it won't allow you to switch to the ultra-wide camera, nor will it allow you to switch to the telephoto camera. Curiously enough, these cameras cannot record in this quality, but the interface, apart from the fact that it is not very well adapted, can be a bit confusing. If you record in 4K to 30, you can switch between cameras, but not in 4K 60. Additionally, if you're being particular, the color representation among the three cameras isn't consistent with one another. Therefore, if you enjoy recording with various focal lengths, you might suddenly observe that the colors can vary significantly. Moreover, even though the battery is 5,500 mAh, it appears to fall slightly short of what other competitors are offering. Take Samsung, for instance. Even with a smaller battery, it has shown better performance in certain tests, so I believe it's not something particularly remarkable. However, one aspect that could become quite bothersome is the operating system. Despite receiving updates, it remains somewhat intrusive. In terms of advertising, there are still some glitches present, and considering the high cost of this device, I feel it's something that shouldn't be so easily tolerated. To provide you with an example, observe that when you open any video from the file manager, it redirects us to a different player. Now, watch what happens when I pause the playback. It instantly presents me with suggestions for other videos that are completely irrelevant to the ones in my list. Furthermore, within the video list itself, there's advertising that is excessively bothersome and annoying. This is an experience of an extremely cheap device that cuts a lot of corners and then tries to make up for the company's income by putting in a significant amount of advertising. It is absolutely unacceptable to encounter such an experience on a device that is this expensive. Additionally, the screen comes protected with Gorilla Glass Y instead of the more advanced Gorilla Glass Victus 2, which is certainly a downside, especially given that this level of protection is typically found on devices that are a third of the cost of this one. As you might have noticed, the device indeed has some very strong points, but it also comes with quite a few low points. Therefore, we could say that it's rather unbalanced considering the price it aims to compete at. However, if you've already purchased it, please share your thoughts in the comments below. For now, we've arrived at the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to let me know, and we'll catch up next time.